So you're probably wondering what's up with this setting. Why am I outside on my patio? Well, the reason why is because today is such a gorgeous day outside, and I'm one of those people that when it gets really nice out, I like to spend my time as much time outside as possible because it feels so nice. I mean, I'm recording this like late winter, early springs, just so you know, because this video is probably gonna go up like 3 or 4 months from then. Anyway, and on such nice days, especially after long days of freezing cold, like I like to soak up as much warmth and sun as possible. So that's what I'm doing in this vlog. So yeah, and I'm also doing it here because like I want to be in the shade because otherwise the sunlight's just gonna mess around with the video. And yeah, I was just checking the photo booth to make sure. Okay. Anyway, and also like Miss Keen, you know, don't waste a good day. You should be outside. This is Schoolhouse Rocked, which disappointingly it has no musicals or any sort of references to the Schoolhouse Rock cartoon, which is a shame because that show was great. And anyway, basically the Green Mean Gang is in an arcade, and some guy who I don't remember the name of, but he was really funny in terms of the way he delivered his lines, told the Green Mean Gang that they need to be in school and educating themselves. So for some reason, rather than going to high school, they go to Pokey Oaks Kindergarten, because I guess that's the only school in Townsville. And of course they are jerks to the kids. Of course the girls approve it. Miss Keen doesn't believe them initially. She believes in giving them a chance, and sure enough, it goes as well as you'd expect. I mean, they're complete jerks. There's a lot of gruesome stuff from Show and Tell where the little... I don't know the names of the Green Gang, Green, or whatever their name is, but the one who's always a stiff face makes himself look handsome. One's revealed to be a Cyclops. They pass out the cookies and milk, and they just are complete... They just destroy the cookies. They paste basically all the stuff that you'd expect from a jerk in a kinder class, and it was a cute episode. Sorry, I just remembered stuff on the fly. Cute episode. Now keep in mind, just to give you context, I just finished catching up on Steven Universe. I just finished the 4th Steven bomb, so that might be a bit of... just the wind. Anyway, that might be a bit of why I didn't enjoy this episode as much as I liked. I thought it was cute, but I didn't think it was anything special. I definitely enjoyed it more than Stuck Up by It in a way. But again, like, you go from something like Steven Universe, which is really a lot of deep writing, to something which is just... I want to downplay Powerpuff Girls. It's fun, but it's like, it's nothing like deep or thought-provoking, so that might be why. But, you know, I still enjoyed it. I mean, as I've mentioned before, the Green Mean Gang are very hard villains to write, because they're villains that the Powerpuff Girls could easily beat. They just have to lay a few punches, and down goes the Green Mean Gang. So the challenge always becomes, how do you make them threatening? What circumstance can you put them in where they can cause damage to the Powerpuff Girls? Like, the Green Mean Gang can never attack the girls directly. They always have to be subtle. And this was a very brilliant way to do that, putting them in a classroom setting, a setting where the girls can't just punch them, because there are rules, there are regulations. I mean, even if they are bad, like, it's still wrong to hit people. I mean, and it's a very sucky system, because there are, you know, I remember elementary and middle school, I got bullied a lot, and there were kids I wanted to punch in the face. There were kids I wanted to just hit. And, you know, because of the system, you couldn't, or you get in trouble. Like, or even at home, like, me and my little brother used to get into fights, like, I'd hit him, or he'd hit me, or point is, we'd get into a fight, and whether it be verbal or physical, my dad's always like, I don't care who started the fight. The point is you guys are fighting. So I thought it was very relatable. And the sucky thing about school systems is sometimes, like, and Powerpuff Girls didn't touch on this, but, a lot of times the bullies, even after they get talked to or sent to the office, they keep doing it. I mean, there were kids I knew who were complete bullies and jerks in elementary school and continued to be problems in high school. I mean, the only difference is I got into a bunch of honors and AP classes, so I didn't have to deal with them as much. But yeah, I mean, the concept of the Powerpuff Girls can't fight back is interesting. And this episode very much reminded me of the episode Everybody Knows It's Bendy. And if you don't know about this episode, it's an episode that also was from a show Craig McCracken worked on. And in the sense that you had someone being a troublemaker and then blaming it on someone else and the head person being oblivious. But this one works in a way that one doesn't. And the reason why is for a couple reasons. First off, before I get into that, I just gotta say this was very much a Miss Keene-centric episode. I don't think we've had a lot of those, and it was probably a lot of fun for Jennifer Hale to finally get to do something with her character. I mean, she voices a bunch of characters on Powerpuff Girls, but for this character. And in the Fosters episode, the head person is very much oblivious. There's, suddenly they are hating on characters that they have had no reason to distrust, and it's the new guy's word against theirs. With Miss Keene, it's not that. It's some of it's ignorance and the fact that, she just happens not to be looking, which they thankfully don't drag out as much. But another part of it is, that she does want to give people a chance. And I think that is important. For as much as people screw up, people can change, people can improve. Innocent until proven guilty. And I think that's what Miss Keene was going for. I mean, even if she trusted the Powerpuff Girls, again, she wants to judge for herself, and I think that's a valuable skill. I mean, for as much as there are people who we hate their guts, I mean, should still give them a chance. I mean, there are a lot of people I put up with in high school that I hated, but, I mean, if I go to my high school reunion, which I have no clue when that is, I'll probably get something in the mail, but if I go there and there are some bullies there, I mean, there's a pretty good possibility they're still jerks, they still aren't getting anywhere with their lives, but there's a possibility that maybe they've turned around, maybe they've changed. And, you have to give people that chance. I mean, even if it's wrong, we'll still get it. I think that's what Miss Keene did. Also, again, back to what I said, the idea that, fighting them, hitting them back, makes you know better, and that's sort of what Miss Keene was seeing. The glue fight, I mean, for her, it didn't matter if the girls were starting out. The fact that literally their idea is to fight violence with violence. It's wrong. Well, I mean, it's kind of debatable because in Powerpuff Girls do it, but, I mean, there was no real self-defense. I mean, they had enough and wanted to throw back at them. And I guess that's really hard to do. I mean, it's particularly when you're young and you're still trying to control your emotions, it's really hard to just sit there and take it. I mean, I remember when I was little, I had my breaking points. I could never, people would always, when I was little, I was told, take a deep breath, count to 10, and more than often not, when I was little, I chucked that out the window. Instead, I just sort of screamed, I ran, I started hitting, and yeah, it was ugly. So I can understand it. I'm just looking at my notes, seeing if I missed anything. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Miss Keene wasn't totally oblivious, I thought made this work. It didn't get too mean-spirited. Animation on that. The dodgeball fight was the solution was a little rushed. Powerpuff Girls tends to rush its resolutions, I find. There's very few. The two-part episodes are the only ones where I feel like it works so far. but most of the time, like, the resolution will just suddenly happen. But I mean, the animation, that dodgeball fight was well done. And that's all I have to say. And before I want to go, I just want to touch on something that did happen recently, which is that, if you don't know, Craig McCracken, the guy who created the Powerpuff Girls, created a show called Wander Over Yonder, which is on Disney XD. And I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. I've been meaning to, just because it is a Craig McCracken show, and I'm curious to see what he did. But it recently got canceled. I mean, Disney said it was because they already had enough cartoons, which, I mean, I could go into my reasoning about how I think that's Disney's just saying whatever just to shut people up. Like, I'm sure there's another reason that'll probably come to light. But I just want to express my sorrow. Like, from what I've seen in the ads that play when I'm trying to watch Gravity Falls on Disney XD, I want to express my sorrow for your loss, Craig McCracken. It always looked charming in the shorts, and I know you worked really hard on it. It's always annoying when a good show gets canceled while ones that aren't so good stay on. And I just want, and to everyone out there who watches that show and loves it, I just want to say, I'm sorry. I'm with you guys. I feel your pain. It always sucks when a great show gets canceled. And I really hope that Craig McCracken continues to work. I hope he finds something to do, like maybe help with the Powerpuff Girls remake, which is in serious need of help, at least from the clip. So, yeah, like, keep doing what you're doing, Craig McCracken. Don't let the bullies get to you. Much like the Powerpuff Girls try not to. As much as we'd love to slander Disney XD and stuff, don't go to Twitter attacking them. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we will love you. And that's all I have to say about this episode. So, I mean, this is kind of a touchy topic, but when you were in elementary school, or middle school, high school, whatever, did you have to put up with people like the Green Mean Gang? People that you hated, people that bullied others, bullied you, and you just, no matter how many times you told the principal or teacher or anything, they never did anything about it. If you want to share that, go ahead, but if you don't want to, if I'm touching on a sensitive matter, feel free not to share. Or instead, you could just leave your thoughts on the episode below. And that's it. So next time, I'll be talking about the episode Collect Her. Until then, this is JStar60 signing out. Take care.